Hello, my gorgeous friend. Today I am making part one of some holiday treats that are good enough to gift. Your friends won't even know they're keto. Hi, welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Today I am going to make pizzelles. Pizzelles? Pizzelles. P-I-Z-Z-E-L-L-E. Pizzelle. And I think the plural of it is also pizzelle. Anyway, these are super easy. I have everything I need right here. I'm going to turn on the oven to 200 because we want to dry them out so that they get nice and crispy. That's what the pans and the racks are for. So this is so easy. I'm just going to take the sweetener. I'm using monk fruit and erythritol for this particular recipe, and it's 2/3 cup, and the recipe is down in the description, so don't even worry about keeping up. And 4 eggs. We have 4 beautiful eggs ready to go, and we're going to blend those, and we're going to add the extract. Now the recipe, which is from Carolyn at All Day I Dream About Food, and she said choose between anise or almond or vanilla, and you can use 1 to 2 teaspoons, and I'm doing 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of almond extract because I really like that flavor in some dishes like my almond ricotta cake. If you haven't seen that yet, oh boy, check it out because that is so easy. And as I said in the video, I made that for some friends who aren't eating keto, and they asked me for the recipe. That's how you know you have a really good keto dish, right? So I have vanilla and almond extract, and we're just going to blend these. Now, Carolyn recommends you do this in a food processor, but I'm perfectly happy with my mixer. It's powerful enough even for being a hand mixer. I'm going to blend in a 1/2 cup of melted butter now. Now in here I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm adding that, and 2 cups of fine ground almond flour. That's it. How easy is that? So now we're going to let the dough rise and rest a little bit. I'm going to plug in this pizzelle maker. There's when I say pizzelle or pizzelle. I have to look that up. Now, one of the things about the pizzelle recipe is that you need a Pizzelle Iron, a pizzelle maker. And I was really excited when I started on keto. I bought this from Cuisinart, and it's just so easy to use and heats up just like a regular waffle iron. And it makes these pizzelles so thin and flat and crispy, which is what you want. So when the lights come on, you open it up, and it's about a rounded tablespoon in each one, and you want to put it closer to the back of the iron because it's going to squish down as you move it forward, as you close the lid actually. So once you put the dough in there, it only takes about 30 to 60 seconds to cook because they're very thin. And you can cut off the edges with a cookie cutter, a round cookie cutter, or anything you have that's exactly that size. You might have a glass or a measuring cup that will get it just perfectly. I usually use my teeth to cut off the edges. You know, it's wonderful at holiday time that you can have treats that just trigger so many wonderful memories. I remember I worked with a gal, Annette, and she was Italian from New York, and at Christmas time, she brought in some pizzelle to work, and I think it was the first time I'd ever had one. So it's funny now that I have an iron and I'm sharing a recipe with you, only it's keto. And like I said, you can make it with almond, vanilla, or anise if you prefer that licorice flavor. You could even make them chocolate. Just add some cocoa powder to the recipe, to the batter. Okay, let's check. Oh, Those are just perfect right now. And yes, you can see the edges. Oops, try not to get it on the floor, RJ. Okay, and you want to use, this is non-stick, so you want to use a silicone. Okay, so, and we're going to end up putting these in the oven for about 15 minutes just to really get crispy. So before this cools off too much, and you saw I put too much batter in the first time, and be really careful as I'm saying it. I burned myself, that's good. Be really careful because the iron, see I'm trying to do it from behind. The iron is going to get very hot. But there's nothing easier than a waffle iron, and these are just fantastic that way. Okay, it's been about a minute since I put the batter in, and you can see they're too light right now. You want them golden brown, just like this. They really taste like Christmas. Treats like this are so wonderful, and you can see my iron has a star pattern on both sides. And it just makes beautiful cookies. And when you're all done, you dust them with powdered sugar, of course, alternative sweetener. So I'm going to use powdered allulose. I'm ruining them, picking at the edges, aren't I? They're so good. Just a few seconds more. You'll see I'll be able to make about 24 pizzelle with this recipe. 2 cups of almond flour. It's so super easy. That's one of the easiest batters I've ever made. I remember making Christmas cookies and it was like a 2-day project. And this one is just, you know, it just doesn't take long to make them. I think about 10 more seconds. I like that this Cuisinart Pizzelle maker has a little lock on it so it keeps it tight and cooks it just perfectly. They're soft when you take them out. Whoopsie, don't fall apart, guy. Oh, that one fell apart. I guess he's mine. I'll be eating that one. I'm sending some goodies to some of my friends. And you know, these are great. Even if you have friends who aren't on keto but are diabetic, they can enjoy a sugar-free treat like this. And it's that simple, just about a rounded tablespoon. Try not to burn yourself again, girl. I can't believe I did that as I was trying to caution you. It's because I'm trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. But I need to be driving this bus, right? Okay, so when you get those, you put them on a cookie sheet with a rack and put them in the oven for 15 minutes to help them dry out, because you want them really crisp. So when I take this out, the pizzelle out of the iron, and it's still soft, you can just cut off any rough edges. And I would recommend that you do it while they're still soft, because once they're crispy, when you try to do this, the whole cookie will break. And it's just super easy. If you have a round cookie cutter that's the perfect size, go for it. But, whoopsie, I missed it, two guys. Okay, there you go. How perfect is that? That's pretty perfect. Almost looks store-bought. I don't know why that would be the pinnacle of amazing, but it's super, super easy. Okay, a few more seconds on that. And if you have little kids, you want to give them a treat. Such an easy, festive recipe. I love that almond flavor. It's so good. This is it. You just have your production line. Ow! God, that's hot. Okay. You just have, you just have your little production line. And because my Cuisinart Pizzelle iron is non-stick, I didn't need to grease it. If yours is steel, you will need to. So again, as soon as they've cooled down just a little bit, take them over to your cutting board and just cut off the excess so that you have beautiful round pizzelle. And cut on the outside of the dark circle. It's just super easy, and yet it's creative and craftsy enough. There you go. Good enough. And you want to keep an eye on those so you don't burn any. And that's it. It's finally time to finish the pizzelle. It's this easy. I powdered some allulose. I didn't have any powdered allulose, so I used my NutriBullet. And I put 1.5 cups of allulose in there because I need 1.25 cups for the cannoli dip. But anyway, you can powder it in your NutriBullet. Those things are so handy. Anyway, I have that here, and I'm just going to put a little bit in a sifter and just dust these guys just lightly, a few at a time. And look at that. What a beautiful, homemade, authentic treat for Christmas time. And you can stack them up and put them in a canister. You can buy a beautiful holiday canister for your friends and just stack them up or lay them out and just hit them each with a little bit of powdered sugar, powdered sweetener, I should say. You know what I'm talking about. This isn't your first rodeo at keto, right? But if it's your first holiday season, look at how fun this is. This is really fun. The easy part, it looks like it's snowing. And you can just stack these up. You could do this on a cutting board and then clean off the cutting board. And then you just have the powdered cookies, powdered cookies. They're just so wonderful. Look at that. It's snowing. Oh, I love it. And just do a little bit at a time. Oh, there's a blizzard over there on the south coast there. And that's it. These are so incredible. I can't wait to do my cannoli taco. Once I get the cannoli dip made, we kind of collapsed a little bit. I'll shove some cannoli dip in there and have no trouble. Anyway, what an absolutely beautiful platter of cookies for the holidays, and they're keto, which is more than you could ask for, right? 2 cookies are 4.3 carbs, and it's 2 grams of fiber. So it's just 2.3 net carbs, just about 1 net carb a cookie. So I am going to be wearing this powdered sweetener. Wait until you taste these. When you bite in and you get that crunch. I think on keto, we're a little starved for a good crunchy texture. These are just dynamite. I hope you'll make them. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you'll watch my cannoli dip mix, which I'm working on right now. And I will tag it at the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me on Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Stay beautiful. You know you are. You know you are in your heart. You know you're beautiful. And I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.